So what's up, everyone? I have to walk up the street to get a hard drive because my team just ran out of our hard drive space and we need new hard drives. So it was perfect time to sit there and check in with you all and to share a little bit about some things I'm thinking about. But for the Jean Dre Show, I like to focus on talking to people about different topics that are relevant to me. And one of the topics that I have been thinking about a lot lately is this, that nobody is coming to save you. We all the time deal with things in our lives that are overwhelming. They can be stressful. They can be downright challenging and create this inertia in our lives, create this stagnancy because we don't know what to do. And there were things that I realized is like, as you get older, responsibility hits differently. You got to look at resilience. You got to look at how to balance adulthood, because adulting isn't easy. And one of the things that's key is balancing intensity with empowerment, and you don't want to feel hopeless. And a lot of people spend a lot of time waiting for motivation. And I don't know about you, but like most growth happens when you don't feel like it. Like right now, I don't feel like walking up the street to get a new hard drive. It's hot. It's real hot. It's like Ho Chi Minh City hot. And I know I'm wearing a sweater. I just came from the air conditioner. Probably not the best outfit choice, but when I'm trying to fight, the lack of motivation, I kind of think of a couple things. Is that when you're dealing with that, one of the best things you can do is to build systems instead of relying on your own feelings. Because, we don't always feel like we need to want to do the stuff that we need to do, One of the things that's tough for me is that I get really tired and I have to just motivate myself to show up anyway. And showing up looks different for different people, but it's the discipline to wake up every day and get out there and do it, I don't like going to the gym all the time, but I wake up and I go to the gym because that discipline helps me feel better later on, when I'm stronger, physically stronger, my body doesn't have as many aches and pains, and that's a big deal. A lot of people, and I find myself doing this at times, blame their circumstances, People will blame their parents, people will blame the economy, bad luck, whatever you want to blame, there's something that you can always blame. But one of the things that I've found, and it's one of the things I tell Ilani, is that for me, ownership is the beginning of power. You cannot really reclaim your power until you start owning your life. And granted, you might not have been able to guarantee or figure out everything that was going to happen to you up to this point, but I promise you that if you start taking ownership, you can be the one who fixes it. And the secret is you're probably the only person who can fix it. I'll wait for a car to pass here. One of the misconceptions that I think is that people think success is always going to be something that happens fast. And the reality is that everyone that I know that's successful, it's taken time. It's taken a lot of time. It's taken a lot of work. And I've seen a lot of people who quit because progress takes longer than they expected. They start creating something and it doesn't necessarily go as quick as they liked. And then they have this time period where they don't know what to do, And one of the things that I think is a great solution for that is learning to play long-term games. Not being in this for the short run, being in it for the long haul. One of the things that I found with my own past, playing sports, with being a dad, is that consistency and patience are some of my competitive advantages, When I played college sports, I played volleyball, and then I did jiu-jitsu. I am not a naturally gifted athlete. Was not the coordinated kid. I was the guy, though, that always showed up. When I did jiu-jitsu, I showed up 5 days a week, and that showing up 5 days a week was how I got better. And when you hear about these stories about people that are successful, I promise you this, it's years of invisible work. These people that are just doing what they do, and we don't always see it, but there's work that's happening. One of the things I realize is that another problem is that people are looking for validation before acting. Ilani was talking to me the other day that she wanted to be better at something, and I can't remember what it was. I think there was some type of skill that she was asking about. Was it Muay Thai? And she's like, why can't I do this? And I was like, well, because you gotta put the work in. She's looking for the pat on the back before actually getting out and doing it. And this is the thing that I found a lot of people wait for permission or approval before they even start. These people are waiting for someone to come and say, you're doing a great job. And maybe they are doing a great job, but you don't realize that, you don't see the feedback, you don't see the positivity for a while. So what can you do? Start working before anyone understands you. If you want to fix your life, if you've got that big dream, I had a company idea to create content, and I said, I'm good at podcasting, I'm good at talking to people. Maybe I'll just get out and start making stuff. And I had so many people doubt me. I had so many people say that that's ridiculous, it's not gonna work. But I started creating anyways. And what I found is that afterwards, people started supporting me. People loved to come out and say, hey, you know what, I was there with Sean when he got going, you know, but there was a lot of people who they didn't understand it, and that's okay, they don't have to. But you know, one of the other things I think we gotta remember is like, we are sitting here trying to fix our lives, trying to get out of a tough situation, and comfort is one of the most dangerous things out there. And modern life makes it very easy to feel comfortable. And one of the things that I think that I recommend is to challenge yourself to not feel as comfortable. Choose to do hard things on purpose. Choose to do stuff that might make you feel a little uncomfortable, that might make you feel like, I don't know if this is the right thing, you know? When you start doing it, I think you'll be happy that you did, because that confidence that you get from getting out there and trying something, trying to do something, trying to change something, is gonna get you going in the right direction. Now, here's a wild thing, because one of the wildest things is that people think someone else is gonna fix it. We're always waiting for that person to come along who's gonna be the one who's got that magical answer. And I've been around long enough that very rarely is someone gonna magically appear in your life with answers for your problems. But there's a lot of people out there who are willing to help if you can start taking action and making your movement. So don't wait for people to rescue you. You know, become the person who handles problems by getting out and trying stuff. Your future changes the moment that you start getting out and doing stuff, you know? I got a hardware problem. We are downloading videos and I don't have enough storage space. So my solution is to walk up here to the space and get a new hard drive. I can't do it on my own. I mean, hang on. The only person that can come out here and get a hard drive is me. So yeah, I'm here. I'm gonna go buy a hard drive, but I'll see you guys later, all right? Get out there and change your life. You're the only one who can. And if you're not sure how to do it, step one, just take a step, get out and do something. I walked up the street to get this hard drive. Here, gonna get it, and I'm gonna go home.